Greetings everyone, Slizzle466 here, and in today's video we are looking at some of the best wild Onyxia Lair decks that have come out from the new mini set. Now the mini set's been out for about 4 days now, so there aren't that many decks to share. Another reason for the smaller number than what you normally see on this channel is I'm only featuring decks that have new Onyxia Lair cards in them. So, if you want to play Pirate Warrior or even Warlock or Aggro Priest, they don't run new cards. They're the same lists as before, which you can find in previous videos. So, without further ado, let's kick it off looking at Kazakusan Cthun Druid. So this is basically exactly the same as the Cthun Druid that we saw before. However, as an alternate win condition, we have Kazakusan. If you're not familiar with the card, it's an 8 mana 8/8 dragon battle cry. If all minions in your deck are dragons, craft a custom deck of treasures. So Cthun Druid is quite light on minions. Well, first of all, Cthulhu isn't even in the deck when it starts because you have to put together all the pieces. So the only minions we have here are Archmage Vargoth and Injured Marauder. And a lot of the time you can just rip those out with Oaken Summons. So once those minions are gone, you can either decide to complete the Cthulhu, play Cthulhu, and then if that isn't enough, play Kazakusan, or you can just decide, you know what, I'm just using my Cthulhu pieces as control tools. I want to end this game a little faster, so you can just slam down Kazakusan and have a good time. Personally, I've had a lot of success with this list. I played 12 games with it. I went 9-3 at Legend. It's been great. The next list to look at is Questline Hunter. Now, this deck is a force to be reckoned with. As you know, odd Questline Hunter pretty much died when Rapid Fire became 2 mana. And so the natural progression would be to just not run a Baku list, just run a regular Questline list instead. And that's what we have here. However, there's a new card from Onyxia Lair, which is, well, actually there's a couple of new cards which are incredible. The first one is Dragonbane Shot, so 2 mana, deal 2 damage, honorable kill, add a Dragonbane Shot to your hand. So essentially you could get infinite of these if there are always 2 health minions on the board to kill. And you've also got Furious Howl, 2 mana, draw a card, repeat until you have at least 3 cards. So you've got tools to progress the quest line faster. You've got tools to draw through your decks faster. And so it's just another very fast way to complete the quest line. I've seen my opponent complete it against me on turn 4. I think they completed it even turn 3, and then on turn 4 they coined out the Tavish. It was nuts. But yeah, the deck is it's pretty good. Big Spell Mage. Now, as you can see, I haven't played this list, and it's definitely off meta. It's a deck that Killer Raccoon had success with at Legend ranks, but basically it's running a couple new cards. Actually, I think it's only running 1 new card, and that 1 new card is the Drakefire Amulet. It's a 10 mana tradable. Discover 2 dragons and summon them. So this is a really greedy list. We can start by just really quickly going through this. So this is to not that's to not die. That's to not die. Because you're running so many big spells, you're running the Rune of the Archmage, Drakefire Amulet, Puzzle Box of Yogg-Saron. You want those to be a little cheaper. Even just a tick down by 1 is great. This is to help you not die. Celestial Inkset, after you spend 5 mana on spells, reduce the cost of a spell in your hand by 5. So that's pretty good. Again, it's getting those big spells to get discounted by almost half in some cases, or exactly half. This helps you get the big spells. This helps you not die and draw the big spells, and again you get a bunch of armor. This is a weird one. 4 mana 4/5 taunt. If you end your turn with any unspent mana, reduce this card's cost by 1. Again, it's in there so that you don't die. Violent Dawn Grasp is so you don't die. Arcane Overflow is just a nice removal tool. And you get a little bit of board presence depending on what you kill. Belinda Stonehearth. This is nice because if you can, so you draw 2 spells, swap their costs with this minion's stats. So this just helps you get some of those big spells for cheaper. The Parrot repeats the spells. Magister Dawngrass repeats some of the spells. I don't know why this is in here. It's just cool, I guess. Getting a bunch of 5/5s is pretty cool. It's nice. Maybe if you're in fatigue and there's nothing left to do, it's a good way to maybe win. RNG. We talked about that one. RNG. But yeah, it looks pretty fun. I guess I can craft these. If I dust a bunch of stuff, I might. We'll see. Depends how I feel. Moving on to Shaman. We got 2 Shaman decks. First of all, Burn Shaman. As you can see, I haven't tried this list because I'm missing Brucan of the Elements. But what makes this deck a little bit better, and it's actually quite a decent deck in Standard, but what really helps it out is the newly printed Bracing Cold. 2 mana Frost spell, restore 5 health to your hero, reduce the cost of a random spell in your hand by 2. So it's always good to cheat mana, whether it's cheating a Perpetual Flame, or even just cheating something down to 0 from 2 is great. So, and it also, you get a bit of healing in the process. But otherwise, you're really taking advantage of just building up a lot of face damage, taking advantage of very staple Shaman cards. Now, you got your Toxfin, Firemancer Flurgle, you've got your Ice Fishing, you've got your Brilliant Macaws, you've got your Sleep Breakers, Wind Chill's incredible. Again, Primal Dungeoneer cycle. Multicaster's kind of cute. Snowfall Guardian's nuts. And this is just pure value. So, really fun list. Again, something else I need to craft down here. Reno Shaman. So, Reno Shaman, again, always be a little bit hesitant of Reno decks because they're built by the specific pilot for the meta that they are facing at the time, and that meta might shift for you. But as for new cards in the list, there's nothing at the top, at the bottom end. But then, as you can see down the bottom here, we got Kazakusan. Why not? You can basically build a new deck full of cool stuff. And if for some reason that's not enough to win, you can Shudderwalk and get another new deck of cool stuff. So I think that's kind of cute. But otherwise, it's a pretty standard, sensible Reno Shaman. I won't go through all the cards for this one. Again, I'm missing Brucan. I guess I have to craft it. But yeah, if you like Reno Shaman, this is a good one. And last but not least, or maybe least, is our Agony Warlock. There are a couple different variations of this floating around, but basically what it boils down to is you want to discount your hand using the Ruined Mithril Rod, and then you want to play Augmented Elix in combination with Curse of Agonies. A Curse of Agony, shuffle 3 Agonies into the opponent's deck. They deal fatigue damage when drawn. So this can rack up pretty quickly. The Augmented Elix, of course, lets you double those that are going in, or even triple if you decide to play both. And if you manage to not get the Curse of Agonies discounted off your Ruined Mithril Rod, you can also play it with Tamsin and get even more Curse of Agonies. So, and this specific list, this list is running a Kazakusan. Other lists run Togwaggle. It depends if you want to give your opponent an empty deck and then give him all this garbage, or you could just give him all the garbage when you're close to empty anyway. This list is running Colette Oracles so that they might have a better chance of killing themselves by drawing the Agonies, or what are they called? Yeah, the Agonies. But then, they could still swap back, or because there's no typically you don't run Azalina, so they could still swap back and you're stuck with a fatigue deck again. So having Kazakusan just gives you a nice way to reload. Also, if it's a particularly awful matchup and for some reason, maybe you get a Skulking Geist. Like if someone Skulking Geists you, you're done. So Kazakusan is a nice way to survive. But yeah, there you go. 6 decks to play around with. You'll find the deck codes in the description below. If you want to help support this channel, you can subscribe, click the notification bell. If you're a mobile user and it's hard to copy those deck codes on YouTube, you can join my Discord. There's an easy to enter link in the description below. Go visit the deck lists only channel. Say hi in the Hearthstone channel if you want. It's much easier to copy those lists from a mobile device. Until next time, hope to see you again.